Cutter here, and today we are looking at Death Riders. I got the Death Korps of Krieg box when it came out, and I built and painted everything else except for the Death Riders. Mainly because there's 10 of them in this box, and that's a lot of horses, and it just feels intimidating to me. I don't know. So I'm just building and painting up 5 today, just to get started. And they were a lot easier to build than I expected, but building's never been a hard part for me. I have plans to have all 10 built and painted, and to have marshaled rear. I have them started painted and shaded and stuff, but he doesn't look the greatest. He's not my best work. But have him leading all 10 for a game here coming up. Hopefully before 11th edition, but we'll see. So I've been putting them off for over a year now, and I just decided to bite the bullet and just do it. You know, just sit down a little bit each day, knock them out, and they'll look good. And here's all 5 built up. I decided to build them all up with the lances. It has options to build them with holding swords and holding las guns, but I figured lances are more classic version of them since they charge across the no man's land with their grenade lances and create holes for the army and disrupt the enemy. So lances it is. That and the lance for the sergeant guy looked the coolest, and that's how you do it. Which he does hold it up higher than all the other ones, so I have to lay him down when I store them in my boxes, which is annoying for me, but it's not a deal breaker for probably anyone else. But here's with getting all the texture paste on first, because that takes forever to dry. I did get a new camera, and I've been playing around with it, so you'll probably see different settings in me painting of it. It'll look different at halfway through. I turn on the autofocus because I thought it would work better, but it doesn't, and it just kind of keeps autofocusing every single time I move my hand. So that got turned off. But just like all my other Krieg, he's getting base coated and shaded and then highlighted up. Well, I guess it's pretty with everything I do. But as I was painting, going halfway through, as anything you dread or are intimidated by, it's not as bad in your head. It's not as bad in real life as it is in your head. I got halfway through these guys, and I was like, yeah, they're 2 different things. You paint the guy a little differently than you paint the horse, but they both paint up pretty much the same and are pretty simple. There's a lot of details on these miniatures, though, which was the hard part, because all the little straps and little doodads and the bobbles and the feet and all that fun stuff. I didn't paint a lot of the details, not gonna lie, just because I don't want to. And no one's gonna see it. No one's gonna tell, oh hey, this one little pouch underneath his arm is not painted, or hey, this one little strap that is underneath the horse isn't painted. No one's going to see that but me. So If I can live with it, it's fun. As you can see, there's straps on his belly. Like, I hate painting underneath, round, behind, like, you know, really deep into things and having to paint around things. Like, I know sub-assembly solves that, but on small adventures like this, like, I don't want to paint sub-assembly. I had the thought when I was building them up, like, oh, I'll leave the guy separate, and I'll paint him up, and then I'll paint the horse up separate, but it just, when I was building them up, they just fit together, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to paint what I can see, and then whatever I can't see, no one else is going to see anyways. So, you know, if it was like something bigger, tank, giant monster, Primarch dude, yeah, sub-assembly's going to work. Like, I have plans for painting Mortarion. His wings won't be separate, because those are going to be like an entire miniature by themselves. I don't have any plans to paint Mortarion soon, but future plans. A lot more silver than I was expecting, and even then I probably missed some. But these are really cool models, really fun. It made me really want to go back and paint up more Death Korps of Krieg guys. I painted up most of my Death Korps of Krieg before I started this channel, so you haven't been able to see me paint up a lot of them. I think I painted up 50 Kriegsmen, painted up their artillery team, heavy weapon squad. I did have an early video on the engineers. It was very early. But I do have probably coming out next a video on me painting up a Skaven version of Commissar Yarick. So that'll be cool. But I like the Guard. They're really fun. It's really fun to be humans in the vast world of superhumans. But here we're just picking out details. The greens. Here's the Screamer Pink for the Sergeant's sash. And we're just doing the final details of the base coat at this point. Marshal Greer has so many more little details. He has medals, and he has more sashes and laurels than anyone else, and it's super annoying. I might put up a short eventually when he's done, because I half kept painting on him, and then, like, when I was waiting for stuff to dry for these guys. Yeah. He's a cool looking model, but I don't know what happened when I was painting him. It's coming out very mudded, and I'm just not happy with them. These guys turned out perfectly fine for me. But like I said, they're a lot simpler. I think Marshal Dreer, I am going like I need to paint everything. Everything has to be painted. He's a character. He's a big, cool character. He has to be painted full ball sack, you know, best of my ability. And I think if I just kind of relax and have a little more fun with him, he would probably turn out a little bit better. I think that is with most miniature paintings. If you have more fun with it, it turns out a lot better than if you're super stressful over all of it. When you're stressing over every single detail, you see every single little screw up, and every time you look at the model, you only see the little screw ups. When you are having fun with it, and you look at the model when it's done, you just see Oh, that was really fun to paint. That was really cool to paint. And so, you know, it's just better to enjoy things. Here, all the base coating's done, and he's getting a nice Agrax earth-shaped wash, making him look all brown. Fill the recesses, dirty, bring things out. And I'm gonna use Caraval Crimson as the shade for the horse's feet. Like the box art, make it look a little, I don't want to say diseased, but like stressed. Which I try to mix it down a little bit to make it like not as red, but that didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. You see here, I dilute a little with water. I put it on, I'm like, it's not as red I was hoping it to be, so I just go straight from the pot. Put it on the legs. And it looked good. So I did that to all the other horses and just didn't dilute it. Just was like, yeah, you're going straight red. Then with all that done and dried, it's time to do some just basic highlights. Just highlighting up the Kriegman's cloak and his backpack. Just the big pieces. I don't go crazy with highlights, or I'd be here forever. Here, you saw that with the. This is where I switched the autofocus on, and it just kind of like, you'll see it, and it just kind of going back and editing it, it drives me nuts. So I will not be doing that. I'll stick with the manual focus. And then going back through and highlighting the horse, the steed. Which when I first started highlighting, I was like, man, this does not look very good. But then after I got more and more done, I was like, okay, this is turning out pretty decently. It looks okay. I thought it was just a little too bright for how, you know, how the shade stayed everything, and I was like, this is a lot. But the contrast is really nice, and it just kind of makes the model not as I don't want to say dirty, but not as muted. And then we're gonna highlight it called leather. And he's looking good. He's coming together. And after I got these guys, I got 5 more to do. I probably should have done all 10 together, but that would have been a pain. A super pain. I didn't go crazy with the strap highlights, just enough a little on the edges, just to, you know, change up a bit. And we're going to paint the rims black, and they're good to go. One thing I didn't do in this video is I didn't add any tufts to the bases, which I do need to do. Because I like, on medium-sized models, I like putting tufts, and then on characters and sergeants and stuff, I like putting tufts. Basic infantry guys, yeah, you don't get tufts. You're not for that. Tough. Ha. Terrible, I know.
What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing, squirrel?
And let's get into sexies. These are the Death Korps of Krieg Death Riders by Luke Header. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And limited edition is coming out, so we're probably going to be going heavy into that. So stay tuned for limited edition content. Probably going to do a 24-hour video with that box, but as always, just keep painting.